is at the post for Press X, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, everyone.
it's X.
Everyone, welcome to the first um, podcast
Inaugural.
For Press X to Trade, um, otherwise known as Press X. My name is Sachin. I'm the creator of Press X to Trade, and this is Tom. He's the lead content creator and editor. And
Allegedly.
yeah, and yeah, so we're gonna talk a lot about gaming stuff, things that we like, things that we dislike, current events, news, um, anything that we particularly find interesting in the gaming world today. So I like to use. Let me just introduce sort of like why we are doing what we're doing. It's because we both have gaming backgrounds and we love gaming. We love everything around it, and we decided to start PressX to Trade so that we could talk about it with the community as well. A lot of in the past we've always sort of kept to ourselves about what we thought about games and the media's thoughts on games and how sort of the industry in general. But I think it'll be a lot better to like sort of share the opinions and hear what everyone else has to say and create discussion. I think that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, just a bit of background about me. I am a web developer. I've been working for about 2 years now, yeah, just when I get spare time, play video games. My favourite games are Dota 2 and The Binding of Isaac. So, Tom?
Which end do you develop?
I'm a front end web developer.
That's my favorite end.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I'm a fan of the front end. I'm Tom. I'm like Session. I've been playing games all my life. I like them. I mean, I guess I might as well call myself a writer because I mean, the people that do a thing are a thing. People that play games are gamers. I write, so I'm a writer. I'm an English student, first year. I'm an old man now, so I'm not like 18. Don't worry. You can be attracted to me. It's fine, and it's legal. All good. Um, but yeah, I'll be sort of in charge of the rather all the written content, a lot of the video content as well. Just sort of overseeing and producing as much as I can, and also studies. That's about it, really.
Favorite games?
I'm a cool guy. Favorite games? Shit, yeah.
All genres?
Oh yeah, no, I like. We were talking about this before. I like the post-apocalyptic genre. So my favorite game is Fallout 3, and I suppose I was thinking about it. Dark Souls really is kind of post-apocalyptic, right? Because you're in this. There hasn't been an apocalypse, but you're in this world. You're in a part of the world where it's
I think you
basically.
mean it's because you like when the world is at ruin
Yeah, exactly.
and it's not
Like super
bountiful,
lonely.
which creates
Yeah,
situations which are interesting to you.
scarcity and danger. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love that shit. So Dark Souls, it weirdly falls into that category. But yeah, I mean, it's Fallout 3 and Dark Souls. It's got to be one and two, followed by Last of Us and Witcher 3. There's some games out there, man. Lamb, it's madness. But yeah, that's me. I love Pokemon too. I'm obsessed with Pokemon, as you may be able to tell.
Oh, that Vaporeon on the corner
Fuck you.
there.
But
Sorry,
I'm
what
not
is
though.
it? What is it again?
That's
Remind
not
me.
that's not a Vaporeon. I refuse to call it Vaporeon, so I call
I
it
know. I know
Vaporeon.
it's a Vulpix, but what
It's
is it
like
again?
it's an Alolan Vulpix because in Alola they live in the ice region, and it's an ice Pokemon now, not a fire Pokemon.
It's an ice Pokemon
It's
now.
not it's not orange. It's white and blue like ice because it lives in the snow on the snowy mountains of Mount Lanakilla.
What? Mount what?
That's legit. That's legit.
Yeah, that's the official
It,
name.
it lives at the foot of and on the mountain Mount Lanakilla. Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna go
legit.
visit there one day.
It's not real. It's in a fictional Pokemon
Okay,
universe.
okay. I'm just checking. I'm glad you know. Okay, cool.
Good.
Okay, nice. And also, you have guitar there. I see.
Oh, I'm a very interesting man.
Some tennis
As
rackets.
you can tell from my background, I'm very sporty. I love culture. I'm an instrumentalist. I play an instrument. I'm an expert. Just today I was playing Smoke on the Water. That's literally the easiest song in the world.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. There's
I was
nothing wrong with
playing.
that. There's
I
nothing
was
wrong with that.
playing. I was trying to think of what's that fucking
When
that
I went
song
to
by those
hell.
guys.
Oh, what?
No, yeah, no, it's Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, okay, there you
That's
go.
what I was thinking of. You actually,
That
you
was
actually
quite
got me
funny,
there.
actually.
Yeah, yeah, big man, well done. Thank you. That's a hard song. I was playing that.
Yeah, it is a hard song, yeah.
I wasn't playing it, so it's fine.
You just
Um,
listening to it and pretending.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I do that often. I
it's
listen to
fine.
songs
It's
and
fine.
I'm
People
like,
do that in
I
musicians do
could
that
play that.
live at concert anyway. They don't. People don't sing. People don't. They just play. They just press play
That's
on
legit.
YouTube, you know, and they just
Yeah,
play.
that's fine. I'll listen to it.
So, what have you been playing
Recorded
this
version.
week?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've been playing a fuck ton of old school RuneScape, right? And
Good.
it's
RuneScape is
alright.
good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's I'm an Iron Man. I should do the whole spiel about Iron Man because I really have to. So RuneScape is a game in which you grind constantly, otherwise known as farming. For those of you who aren't familiar with what grinding is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again beyond the normal limits of human sanity to attain an item. Perhaps it's an item you need to continue your experience. Maybe it's an armor piece or weapon. Maybe it's like food. You're going for food. Maybe it's whatever the fucking RuneScape, a herb or a seed or whatever the fuck.
An
And
yeah.
an herb, or otherwise known as a herb. Um, so normally in RuneScape you can just buy these items, these armor pieces, these herbs, these these fish. Plural of fish is fish.
No, it's not. It's
Off.
fishies.
Off the marketplace. There's like a global. It's called the Grand Exchange. It's a player-based marketplace. Players put things up to sell. People buy them. People, it's a player-based economy. So players give items worth, etc. But in Iron Man, it's essentially a single-player RuneScape, right? So you can't interact with other players, and the only way you can get money is by either using alchemy on an item to get coins from it, or to sell things to an NPC vendor. That's the only way you can get money. But you need money to buy things like runes, to use magic, and other shit like that. So you have to do everything yourself, right? So say if you want to go fight a boss, you can't just go fight the boss because you need the armor to fight the boss. So it won't one shot you. You need food to fight the boss so you can heal. So let's start with the armor. Get the armor. Say you're using range, right? So you're using a bow and arrow. So you need leather armor to go on with that. So you need like black dragon hide armor, right? So black dragon hide armor, you need black dragon leather, which you get from killing black dragons. So you have to go kill a fucking black dragon. That's not easy for I'm level 56 right now. That's impossible.
Does it have to be?
Then you gotta go. Well, it doesn't have to be now. I can go kill a green dragon for green dragon leather and make green dragon hide, which is the low tier ranged armor, right? So let's do green dragon. So I'll go kill a green dragon. First of all, I need an anti-dragon shield, which blocks the dragon fire. I don't even know where to get that. I gotta go find it somewhere or buy it. I don't know where.
I think you could talk to the NPC in Lumbridge, and he'll give
probably
you for free.
Something like that.
I think after no, but you have to complete the quest in order for him to just continue.
Or Dragon Slayer. Yeah. Then you need anti-fire potions, which you have to make with herb lore. I'm like level 20 herb lore. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Fuck. So that's off the table. Then you got to get the food. At the moment, I'm using lobsters. So I went and fished 2,000 lobsters. I mean, that's not even that bad, but I have to cook them all individually to get the food to do that, right? To get the leather, let's carry on with that. After I've got the green dragon leather, I've got to go buy a thread and got to go buy some thread and a needle from like a crafting shop. I've got to attain the crafting level to be able to do that in the first place. I've got to go pick 5 billion flax, string it into bowstrings, add those bowstrings to bows. You're entirely self-sufficient. So anything you do in the game is off your own back completely. It's hard mode RuneScape, but it's just for dumb people, right? So like it's what you play if you're so stupid and have so much time that you're willing to just smash your face against a brick wall for an eventual bloody payoff.
So Tom has already sort of completed RuneScape.
Completed.
RuneScape 3 / old school RuneScape, and so Iron Man is. I was going to call it Old Man. Old Man mode. Iron Man mode is a way for players to sort of get them even more out of the game that they like. So you deliberately restrict yourself to certain rules and boundaries, so to make the game more challenging. But it's a game you like. So at the end of the day, it's not. It doesn't make you hate it. It's just putting sort of that extra weight onto you to have to then deal with.
It's about the payoff, right? Because when say you play RuneScape 3 your whole life like me and pretty much maxed everything, like you're used to just buying things you need off the Great Exchange.
Yeah.
Just say if you want to get 99 prayer, you're used to just buying like 30,000 dragon bones and just burying them at an altar. But if you want to do that in Iron Man, you have to go kill 30,000 dragons to get 30,000 dragons.
What's the character's name?
And that takes the same as buying always as Mace Windy.
Oh, okay. So
the classic style.
Okay, because a lot of people who do challenges, Iron Man mode, or they're like a pure like leveler or something, they tend to put it in their name so that people are aware.
Sounds like Iron Twatty.
So it'd be like like Iron Man.
Iron Windy.
Iron Windy. Yeah.
Brilliant, perfect. Yeah. I'm not that guy.
No, it's fine. You don't have to be.
But it just takes forever. Like it's the theory is, right, for people that do this stuff. It's because you've done it all already. You lose a sense of that sort of reward from doing it, right? So you do it the easy way. You get it all to go in exchange, and nothing has value anymore. You don't feel an accomplishment when you do anything because it's all easy. It just takes money, and money's relatively easy to get if you've got the combat stats, etc. So Iron Man makes you get everything yourself. Everything takes 50 times as long as it would otherwise. And when you get to the end of that 50 times length and you get the thing you've been like trying to accomplish this entire time, it feels 50 times more rewarding than it would in RuneScape 3. That's the theory. I have the emotional range like Ron Weasley of a teaspoon. So when I get these accomplishments, I'm just like, yeah, cool. Right.
Why specifically Ron?
Because it was a Harry Potter quote. Hermione was like, Ron, you got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
I thought it was because
Ron was like, oh, stupefied. And then cried. It's Ron Weasley, my idol, my brother. Literally. Rupert Grint is my brother.
That's why I thought you picked him, because he's your real
Ed
life
Sheeran's
brother.
my cousin.
Yeah. Well, he's your real life cousin, but we say...
Yeah. And for anyone who knows the RuneScape streamer Boaty, he's my dad.
Yeah, but we don't, we try not to use fame to get ourselves ahead. We're not like that, so,
Well, you've got no famous relatives, it's me. Well, if anything, you're leeching off me.
My older brother is Dev Patel, he was in Skins, and he was in...
That's true, actually, he's quite famous.
Slumdog
Millionaire.
Classic. So, we all...
Anyone else, or just Dev Patel?
Honestly, I don't like getting into this, how famous people, I know you don't like it, we'll skip this. We'll skip this section because people will start. We don't want people who want to follow us just because we're famous.
That's interesting because people are like, "Oh yeah, you look like Ron Weasley," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's my fucking brother." Like they don't expect it; they're just taking the piss, but he's actually my brother.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they start asking for autographs and pictures and selfies and live streaming on Instagram and Snapchat, and you're like, "Please, I'm trying to study here,"
I play old school RuneScape.
I'm trying to pick flags, and you are trying to take a selfie with me. I cannot sign this. I cannot sign your boob. I am picking flags.
I don't know. I could probably.
I'm fighting a goblin. I cannot sign your boob.
You're both. I'm a multitasker.
You are. That's true.
Famous multitasker.
So I have. Is that all you've been playing? Because I was going to go to what I've been playing. Or is that?
I've been playing something else, but we can talk about that later.
Okay, cool.
You talk.
All right. So I have been playing a lot of Dota 2 because I'm a big sort of. It would be a lie for me to say I'm a big MOBA fan, because when you're a fan of a MOBA, I mean, it's a bit different. Like, you can be I guess you can be like a shooter fan. I suppose I like Dota because it's Dota was my first MOBA, but I'm not a MOBA fan. I don't care much for MOBAs. I just prefer Dota out of them. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, and also recently me and my friends reinstalled Gears of War 4 to play Horde mode. You know, the games coming back
Classic.
to old games. It was 150 gigs to install from the Windows Store.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That is the most unoptimized.
What is
game.
the content in that game that requires
I think
150
it's just the
gigabytes?
textures. I think it's just the textures. It. I
The
don't.
textures
I don't even know what else could be that big. Models. No. I mean not.
not
It's
even
optimized
that
for
good.
console, right? So I mean it's probably
Yeah.
just textures, like really unoptimized textures.
Shit, man. They made that Gearbox.
So. Huh?
With the Gearbox? No, it's Epic.
Epic
right?
Games, but Gearbox makes Borderlands,
Borderlands.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. So yeah, I've been playing that, and they're all on PC. Although I do have a
Mhm.
PlayStation 4.
Microsoft Store.
Yes. Wait, what?
Gears of War 4.
Windows Store.
Microsoft Store. Now, whatever, man. Store is the rhyming word. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So I've got an Xbox 360, but I don't play because it's old. And I mean, who plays the old gen right now? Got PS4 with no games, but I've got a gaming PC which I built to play games.
Got PS4 with no games.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll get the PlayStation Plus, which is
Yeah, do it.
Bloodborne,
Blade Blades.
Bloodborne, and Ratchet and Clank. So I mean, those can be my first
Ratchet.
games.
Yeah. Some good games.
Yeah. So you wanna pick the first topic?
Yeah, let's do it. I want to talk about. Well, I kind of want to talk about Papers, Please.
Okay.
I want to go straight back into what.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Let's go into Papiers,
okay.
please.
So
Papiers,
what I've
please.
been doing. Well, what? No, it's not even what I've been doing. What I did at 3 a.m. last night, right? You know, it's 3 a.m., right?
You were
When you
feeling
know you're-
salty and you just denied everyone entry.
Exactly. You know when you're awake at 3 a.m. You personally are awake at 3 a.m. all the time,
No.
and
I don't think I've been awake at 3 a.m. for like on a weekday for a long time.
welcome to student life again.
Yeah.
Remember, and just like, well, I could go to sleep, but I'm too bored even to sleep.
Yes, I've been there. I do that a lot. Yeah.
So it's like I could lie down, but the act of lying down and staring at the ceiling trying to sleep would keep me awake.
Yeah.
Because of how intensely boring it is. So I was looking at
Sometimes
my
I am tired though, and I still think that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's legit. It's
It's
a
like
real
I haven't
thing.
got the most
It's
out
called
of
addiction.
my day.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know?
So I was staring at my laptop. I was like, okay, I got some options. I got old school RuneScape, but I've been playing old school RuneScape for like 12 hours. It wasn't
Straight.
I was doing stuff that day. I played old school RuneScape for like 6 hours, and I was like, I don't play any more old school RuneScape today. It's kind of dead. So I was looking down my Steam list. Everything I had installed kind of dead. I was playing Into the
Dead
Breach,
that.
but I didn't fancy it. Yeah, I was going down this. I was like, dead that, dead that, Rimborn, dead that, Into the Breach, dead that. And then I looked at my uninstalled games, and I was scrolling down, like 280 dead dats.
Wait,
And
hold on a
then-
minute. You can filter by uninstalled.
Yeah.
I
Well,
looked for that.
it's not a filter. It's just games, and it shows all the games.
Okay.
So I've only got
That
like
needs
6
to be a
games
feature of
installed.
Steam.
Yeah. And then I came across Papers, Please. This is a game that I got like 3 years ago or something. I never played it. I was always really interested in it, but I never played it. So I installed it, took like 3 seconds, booted it up. Amazing uni internet, by the way. It's crazy. Boot it up. Now, Papers, Please, I heard a bit about it before. It's a very interesting game. There's a term called ludonarrative dissonance, right? That a lot of people bandy about like it's it's a
I
real
actually
thing.
coined
And
that.
it is a real thing. Sachin coined it. Ludonarrative dissonance is when the narrative of a game and the mechanics of a game don't play into each other. They don't match. They don't mix at all, right? So this game, I guess, is the opposite of that. It just has a ludo narrative, I suppose, would be the term. So, Papers, Please, you play a passport controller, right, at a border.
At Heathrow.
A fictional country called Arstotzka,
Englando.
I think is what it's called. Englando. Yeah, sure. Basically, think it's pretty much like you're the passport controller at Trump's border wall. Just think of it like that.
Okay.
If you need a real life example that doesn't exist yet, but probably never will either. But who knows? So you start off. It's it's very routine based. It's very bland. You have this counter that you can put passports and ID cards and shit on. So people come up to your little window and they say, "Hello, Gloria Toska," and shit like this. And shit like this. I don't know how I go on the accent. I don't know what accent that is either. So they give you a passport and it's like, "Hi, what's up?" And you're like, "Yeah, passport, please." They slide it across. You open it up. There's a picture of them. Passport ID number. Passport number. Essential details: height, weight, age, date of birth, etc. And you have to search for discrepancies in this information, right? So you have to look at it. You have to look at their face, look at their photo, cross-reference their date of birth on both their ID card and their passport, cross-reference the passport number with the ID card and the passport, etc. And if you find a discrepancy, you can interrogate them and ask why that was a problem, and maybe they have an answer for it that's legit. Maybe they don't. If it's not legit, you deny them entry and they leave. Or if they have a weapon, you can detain them and they get sent off by the guards. Or if by some fucking miracle, 1 out of 10 chance, almost literally, the passport is legit, you let them through and it's all fine. And you can, if you deny someone falsely or allow someone to enter falsely, you get a what's it called? Like a warning. 2 warnings. They start charging you. They start taking money out of your paycheck for the mistakes you make. So the paycheck, it does. The paycheck is very important because at the end of every day, you go back to your family.
You have to buy a WoW subscription.
I mean, pretty much, right? Like you go back to your family, and it says, so your salary. Let's say you get like $45 fake dollars for your day at work, right? You get $45. Your rent costs $20, right? So that's immediately taken out.
And WoW is like $10.
Food is another 20. That's 40 of your 45. Heating is another 10. That's 50 of your. That's gone already. That's the essentials. They're gone instantly. All the daily salaries just.
Well, you can play WoW in the cold because your PC will warm you up.
You can, and it's only a monthly subscription, so it wouldn't be every day either.
Oh, that's true.
So I mean, it's fine, right? It's fine. So some days you come back and it's like your son is sick, and it's an extra $5 for his medicine, but you can't afford his medicine now, right? So you have to uncheck either the food or the heating box. So you save either $20 or $10, respectively.
Yeah.
But you deny your family, your sick son and your wife and your mum, you deny them heating. So tomorrow you
and WoW
back.
Subscriptions, like they can't play WoW.
They can't
play
World
get
of
your
Warcraft.
raid together when half the raid
exactly.
is the
They had a raid. Your sick son had a fucking raid that night.
You look at the computer and then you look back at your son. You realise that you can't afford all these WoW subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
So you put your hand over his mouth and your other hand over his nose.
And you killed him. No.
And you don't let go because he was just DPS.
Yeah, and I mean
DPS is like they're like rats. You don't.
They're replaceable, man. You can just find
they're disposable.
the infinite fucking pool of DPS players you've got. And he also fucking costs you an extra £5 a day. So kill him and you're good. Right. So the next day you get back and your entire family's freezing cold. Right. So it's required, pretty much, unless you're a terrible person, that you definitely turn the heating on the next day. Right. So you get back, you've earned £50 today, $50 today. So rent. 20.
What's average?
About that.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Around that area. So rent 20, food 20, heating 10. Your son's fine now, so it's 50 total, right? So you've broken even, but your family is only cold, right? So you can keep the heating on for 10, but you can not buy food for 20. So you can uncheck the food box and you can get £20 in your savings, which is important because you come back day 3, everyone's warm and fine, but they're hungry, so you have to buy food. But you've made another £50. So you buy food and rent for 20 and 20, 40, you get 10 into your savings. So now you've got 30 savings and everyone's fine. All good. But day 4, you come into work and suddenly, after half an hour of doing your job, it's not literally, it's like 5 minutes. 5 minutes of doing your job, somebody hops the fence, right? And they run over to the security guards and they fucking explode. And there's people screaming and the security guard's dead. Shit's going down, right? And they shut down the entire service. They shut down the border control for a day. You go home, you made £5.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Has it ever been the first person on like the beginning of the day?
Nah. It like gets into it a little bit beforehand. But you go home, you got £35. If you at any stage have no money in your savings and owe money to whoever, landlord or whatever, you go to prison instantly. Game over. So if you don't have enough money in your savings to account for the day where something like that happens, you're done. It's done. That's life over. You're dead. You're in prison for the rest of your life.
Well, it's a good thing you were training your family to like off tank because.
Well, it says like your family is. It says like another man comes to look after your family or something like that, right? Your family is. You get detached from your family completely.
Oh, your wife and mother, they move on.
Another man gets them a fucking WoW subscription and they get on with their lives.
Oh,
like,
no.
It's just
another man buying them a WoW. What a way to slip into the DMs.
Exactly, and it's interesting because like you're playing this game and mechanics wise it is incredibly dull. You're just dragging a passport from one counter to another counter. You're opening it, you're looking at it, you're dragging the ID card, you're looking at it, you're just looking at them both to check for discrepancies, you're identifying discrepancies, you're interrogating, and all this is just clicking. You're not actually like actively doing, you're not moving, you're literally just clicking, right? But you start to get the game puts you in a certain mindset, right? I was so concerned.
To get depressed.
Kind of. Like, I was so concerned for this family that I'd never even seen. They weren't even.
There's no pictures of them either.
It was literally just after the day. You got a menu that said food, rent, $6. Like you never saw them. It was just menu, then back to work the next day. So I had no reason to care about this family, but I did, right? And I was like, I need to earn money. So one day a guard came along and said, okay, I get a bonus to my paycheck every time I take someone off to be detained. So if you detain people, I'll give you a share of my bonus. So I started thinking, well, okay, I've got to care for my family. My son's sick.
So I've got to start. WoW right now. He needs to beat the raid soon.
Exactly. So I've got to up my detaining process, right? So a guy came in and his date of birth was wrong on his ID card, and I questioned him and he said, oh, I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. I denied him and then I detained him for having the wrong date of birth on his ID card. I wasn't even penalized. The guard just came and took him away, and this was great. I got an extra £5. Another woman came along and she was like, oh yes, I've come to see my sick husband, and her picture was a bit off, so I checked it. Discrepancy. Denied. Detained.
Whoa, hold on.
Another
£5. But aren't the people like 2D and they just outlines, right?
Pretty much.
Oh no, they're not, because they have what they're wearing.
Yeah. It's identifiable, so you can see if there's a discrepancy. I started unfairly detaining people. Like, you detain someone at an airport if they've got a weapon or if they're rude to a staff member, right? You don't just detain them because there's a slight discrepancy in their information. You ask them about it, you question them, and if
they were trying to get through the border, man, you got to detain them. They're terrorists.
Wow. That's what I turned into, right? I started to care so much about my fake family that I'd never even seen that I was changing who I was being harsher. Like I wasn't just doing the standard process. I adapted the process of how I was playing.
You ruined that man's life. He missed his raid.
No, that's it, right? Like, a woman came through and was like, this guy is my pimp, basically, and if you let him through, he will kill me. But I'd already received 2 warnings for false allowances and denials that day. The next one, £5 out of my paycheck. And there was nothing wrong with his information. There was no reason to deny him, apart from what that woman said, that he would kill her. And I thought, shit, there's nothing wrong here. If I deny him, I'm going to get penalized for it. So I let him through. And didn't get penalised because there was nothing wrong with him. He was legit. I let him through. Next day in the newspaper that you also see at the end of every day, it said, like, hooker is killed by pimp.
Yeah.
I let him through. He killed that woman. He killed her.
Yeah.
He murdered her.
And then when you're, like, as you react to that paper, it turns on your webcam, takes a picture of you, and uploads it to the internet. At, like,
some Black Mirror shit.
At Papers, Please reactions. Killers.
That would be an incredible breach of privacy, but it would be amazing at the same time.
Yeah. And so, also the game is deceptively simple at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it gets
But the thing is, I have a question, an interesting question. You might just say no outright, but is the game so boring at first because all you're doing is looking at passports and it's just the mouse. There's no you could play this game with one hand. One hand on
Yeah,
the mouse,
you literally could.
and one hand playing WoW.
You could be
bought a WoW
having a
subscription,
fucking wank
okay?
at the same time. You'd be good.
So you're playing WoW. You got your mouse in the other hand, and you're playing Papers, Please.
Yeah.
Is it so boring that you feel like you have to role play, and you start thinking about your decisions only because there's nothing else to do other than think about what you've done?
I can only say what happened from my experience, right? So I booted up the game and I started playing it. It was so mundane that I was genuinely curious to see how something this mundane could become an interesting experience, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to stick with this because this is like stupidly boring. It's a strange concept. It doesn't make any sense. It's not fun. But this is interesting. So I want to see where this goes. And then it became a process of, without me even realizing, I was starting to care. I was starting to basically roleplay, but it wasn't active roleplay. It was passive roleplay. I was entering into this character, this nameless, faceless character with a nameless, faceless family. And I was acting on their behalf, and I was giving that character a personality through myself, by the way I was acting, by who I was letting through, and for what reasons. And it was an incredible mix. It was an incredible loop narrative, right? Because the mechanics are so basic, but the narrative was informing what I did with those mechanics.
Yeah.
And that I find that super interesting. Like, it's the same with Into the Breach.
When you went to bed at like 4 a.m. because you probably played it for an hour,
I was knackered.
Did you think, what have I done? Not only as in wasted time by playing video games from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., but I mean, you thought about all those people that you affected.
Yeah, I kind of did.
Like, what have I done? I'm a horrible person. If I play that game again, I'll do something different because.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, I went to bed after I failed, and I went to prison because I had debt that I couldn't pay off. And
it was like, you owe $1.
I was like,
damn it, just take me.
Yeah, you can be over by $5, and you're just done. It's prison for you.
You're done. You're done, so.
Glory to us, Oscar. Like, yeah, it's over. Like, I went to bed. And I was like, fuck. That's it. Who's going to support my family now? Who's going to provide for them? Because no one else. Well, I don't know what the wife is doing.
The other tank in the raid is going to take your family.
Like, I was the tank and the.
You were the main tank.
Like, the wife was doing nothing. She was. I guess she was looking after the grandma and the son, like this child. I don't think it gendered it, but like, she wasn't working, so she was providing no money. So it was just me. If something were wrong in my day, if I got 4 penalties for letting people through wrong, I lost 20 quid off my fucking paycheck. Yeah. That's what happened.
What's the most amount of money you made in one day?
I think 67, because I got like a bribe and some other shit.
If you decided to go ham, like fast and do like detain people and stuff and do things for money, how much do you reckon you could make a day?
You once you're very experienced at that game, you can sort of do it in seconds, right? But like, I started to notice, as like you were saying, as the game got further and further on, you had to start cross-referencing more and more.
Yeah, it becomes difficult. It starts off easy, and it gets a bit more complicated.
So after a while, people come through with work permits, and they're on work visas, right? So you have to check the details of their work permit, cross-reference it with both their ID card and their passport. You have to check that their passport has the right emblem on it. Because there were some issues with
the emblems with the cities that you're allowed.
So you have a little rule book that you can use to cross-reference. So you have to turn the pages of that, and this is all taking time, right? Because you're on a time limit-ish.
Yeah.
This is all taking time, so you have to turn a page to get to the individual like country's passport picture, so you can see the emblems, right? Then you have to turn back because you found the discrepancy, and you have to match it with one of the rules that's on the first page of this rule book, and then click on the description and click on the rule, and then you can interrogate them about it. So it's just this constant process of going back and forth in this rule book, trying to find everything you need to find. And then you realize that you've forgotten something, and you approve them, and then suddenly realize that their picture was wrong. But it's too late, they're already walking off, and then suddenly a little slip pops up saying, oh, there goes 5 quid.
Yeah.
Because you do so much stuff, you forget one of the things that you've been doing the whole fucking last hour.
Yeah.
You forget one of the most basic things, like you forget to look at their date of birth.
Have you got to the bit where you have to like do that body scan or something?
Yeah. So if there's something, if there's a discrepancy, you can interrogate them, and then you can search them. So they turn around, they get X-rayed. You see a full nude photo of them, which is that's all kind of like privacy fucked up. And and you can flip the photo around, and sometimes they've got like a knife strapped to their ass or some drugs behind their knee or whatever, and like you can talk to them, but occasionally, very occasionally, they'll turn around to you and say, right, if you let me through, I'll slip you a tenner.
I'll prepare the flasks for the raid.
Exactly. I'll give you something, right, if you let me through. And you've then got to think, right, what? So he'll give me a tenner if I let him through. But if I let him through, what is going to happen?
Don't you just lose a fiver though?
It's more than that because stuff happens in the world.
No,
You see
no.
it
I
in the
mean,
newspaper, right?
so if you let someone through who doesn't have the right things, you get that slip
Yeah.
that says -5, right?
Yeah.
But if he's offering you 10,
because I denied him. I fucking detained that bitch. I didn't know what happened.
okay, but what I'm thinking is if he offers you 10,
Then you
and
get
you let
five
him through,
overall.
you lose 5. So you gain 5 per person anyway, right?
I don't think it shows up as a discrepancy at that point.
Okay.
At that point, I'm not sure though. But because sometimes you say if there was a day where diplomats are coming through, right? So you have to check their diplomatic passports, see if everything was legit. But there was a high risk that one of the country was sending an assassin to fuck up this meeting of diplomats and to kill people. And I missed that. And this guy got through and killed one of the leaders. And then there was wars on the horizon, right? Like if you mess up, sometimes there can be huge repercussions in the outside world that will affect your job, right? So you then have to triple cross-check people from that country the next day.
And it makes it longer and harder, right?
Yeah, or there's extra security at the border because there's been a bomb threat or whatever. It's shit like that. So the narrative informs the mechanics so much, and it goes back and forth like that. And it blew my mind a bit. Like it's a really, really good game, but at the same time, it's a fucking terrible game.
Yeah,
you know, in terms of what it does,
because it's work.
Yeah,
you don't really get rewarded in any positive way. You survive or you don't. That's it. It's
shitty communist work sim. It's shitty communist life simulator. That's what it is. It's horrible. It's bleak. It's the grey. It's awful. But it's so intriguing, and shit. I'm gonna play that again tonight. You know, it's one of those. It's one of those that you just when you got a spare hour, you're just like,
I'm gonna deny some people. I'm gonna detain some people. What's the most sort of a last thing to round up? What's the most interesting sort of event that's happened to you when playing that game? Like what someone said that was really unique and interesting? You're like, oh, this game's actually really cool. I thought it was like a sort of a repeat of different events, but this one was like a proper unique event that you hadn't had.
So it's one thing that I hadn't mentioned yet. So around day 4 or something, this guy comes through, right? And this guy's super weird. He's like blue, and he's got a blue cape on and some weird thing in his eye.
Yeah, Superman.
And he says something about the order, right? And he drops this little slip on my counter and then just leaves. He just fucks off. He leaves the way he came in. I look at this note, and it's completely illegible, right? It's just letters. It's just a random jumble of letters on a page. It's just a square piece of paper, random letters. So I put that on my counter and leave it. 5 guys later, I allow him to deny
That's a good place to eat.
Yeah. 5 entrants later, another guy comes in, right? And he's like, the order remembers. And he drops another slip on the table, right? And this one is a flat piece of paper, but it has holes cut out of it, right? So I pick it up. It's the same color as the other one. So I put it next to it. They overlap a little bit, and I see that these holes are through them. You can see the letters of the first slip, right? Okay. So I line it up, and suddenly there's this message
and it says, encoded. "Are you single?"
No, it just wants some fuck. And it's just it just has a name, right? It's like it says Stephen someone.
Yeah.
And I leave it. A couple of days go by, and suddenly Stephen someone pops up as one of the entrants, right? And what actually happened the first time that I saw this, I didn't realize it was him. I was on the lookout for this guy for 3 days. He comes up, and I missed it, right? I missed it, and I denied him entry, and he said, the order noticed that or something, right? And he leaves.
And you realise at that point.
I fucked up. Like I fucked up. And then like another 5 guys later, the blue guy appears again, and he's like, "You've got one more chance." And
Oh,
he gives me another piece of paper. He's like,
oh,
"Don't mess this up," and then just leaves. And then I like was in debt and lost. So I don't know
oh
what
no.
happened with it, but that was like, oh, that's so cool. I want to know what happens. I want to know what this is
Yeah,
because you
those
get no
unique
hint.
events
You
in
don't know
games
anything
are
about
pretty
this.
fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. I really want to find out.
It makes it like you'll always remember that experience sort of thing.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. And I super want to write about that, and I'm going to. That'll be probably my first article for the site. I want to think about.
Yeah. So
That's
PressXtoTrade, we also have we're going to be producing articles,
Mm-hmm.
and they can be found at pressxtotrade.wordpress.com. Don't go there now. Well, you can, but there's nothing there. But
Yep.
we're going to be writing a lot of. That's why we're going to host our articles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Tom will be like leading sort of that side of it, and yeah, that's where you can find his articles. But we'll talk more about that when there's some stuff on there right now.
Yeah.
It's the same with most of our social media. I think we're most active on Twitter right now, but yeah, the rest of them are blank at the moment. We're still preparing them, setting them up, getting sort of assets in, designs, logos. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely keep on lookout, and we'll probably mention it again soon when Tom's written up his first article.
Yeah.
So Papers, Please,
Yeah,
you recommend
yeah.
for sure.
Oh fuck yeah, it's super good. I mean, it's cheap as well. I think. I bought, like I said, I bought it years ago, but I imagine it's quite
Press
cheap.
X to Detain, our new.
Pretty much. Fuck. Game, man. It's crazy.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
I'll pick the next topic.
Right, pitch it to me, baby.
Okay, so let's talk about
Sex, baby.
let's talk about Ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah, ninjas like Naruto.
No. I prefer Boruto.
Shut up.
I don't know, it's like
Burrito.
like a
You
son
prefer
or something.
burrito?
Oh, I love Burrito. He's great.
So
I saw
yeah.
a fucking post on Twitter that was like, oh, what should Boruto do to step out of Naruto's shadow? I've never fucking clicked off a website so quickly. My eyes rolled back into my head and I nearly fainted with outrage.
So Ninja, a very popular streamer. I only heard of him like about last week. He's one of the top streamers for Fortnite, and he's arguably up and coming one of the biggest streamers on Twitch as it stands currently. Well, I mean,
It's been out for years.
he might have been streaming for
Just
years,
don't wanna
but
know.
like, you know, I assume he's gonna be one of the he's gonna be currently the biggest streamer right now.
The next hot shit, yeah.
As a lot, anyone on Twitch, well, I assume most people on Twitch know that there was a 600,000 viewer stream where he was playing Fortnite with Drake, the rapper, Travis,
Man like
the
Drizzy.
rapper, and some other person, some producer or something like that. I don't know. So that was quite a big stream for him, for Twitch, for Fortnite. Anyone who had their eyes on that, for the public, who don't know what Twitch is or they don't really understand the culture, that was sort of a big
It's huge.
attention grabber for Twitch and Fortnite and of course Ninja himself and other streamers as well, because Twitch is a platform that hosts lots of things. It's not just gaming anymore, it's music, it's creative, it's IRL, it's talk shows like this. So
Yeah, this exposure helps everyone.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And he did an interview with CNBC today, and it was okay. So when the mainstream media gets involved, they like to sort of push their own sort of agenda to try and get you to say something.
So what do you think about gun violence in video games?
No,
One of
actually,
those.
one of the sticking points was, so you're making $500,000, and he's like, yes, Fortnite, yeah, Drake, blah blah, and they're like, so what, what do you, $500,000, like, how do you get that? And he's like, oh well, it's from Twitch and YouTube and Twitter, and it's like everything coming together is accumulating. It's coming to. It's a
Certainly
combination
fucking
of all
not
these
from
things.
ad rev.
Yeah, he's being like really humble about it, and then they're like, "Wow, so what are you going to spend the $500,000?" And they're
These
like,
people are not rooted in reality at all.
and he's like, oh, I'm saving some, investing some. I do
Exactly,
charity
like-
events with my wife. I didn't even know he was married. I don't even know
Yeah.
how old Ninja is, to be honest. He's like, I'm doing charity events with my wife, sponsoring animals and stuff, and they're like, wow, so yeah, just 500. Like that's all they could say. And that's all they could like try and expose him for almost. And he's just.
Did they not fucking ask any more intuitive questions, like actually asking about his platform or what he actually does in his day-to-day life and how it
they
affects
were like talking.
one
of them was like
the rest of the world.
video games and like making a living off of it.
Mm-hmm.
500,000.
Like, so, do you live in your mum's basement, man?
Yeah, it must be a very rich basement. 500,000.
Exactly.
But no, he was cool about it, and he just answered the question. Talked about like kids in school wanting to get into it. He was like, I didn't give up my studies for this. I did both because he said that he was rewarded with game time from I assume his parents if he did well at school. So he worked really hard at school, and then he came and played. He played sports, and then he also played video games. And he said that he didn't give up anyone. He did his best in everything he could, obviously, until this took off. Then he was like, okay, right, well, this is now my career, blah, blah, blah.
Because you're going to have kids out here today that are like, yeah, man, I'm going to quit school at 12 because man want to play Minecraft on the internet, brother. Man's going to get like 1 million viewers after the first year. And then man going to make 500,000 grand like Ninja did. And then I never have to go to school again. I'll never have to speak to Miss Robertson again, fam. She's a bitch. I hate her. I'm never going to school, bro. My parents are gonna allow it because I'm making bare money in it. It don't matter that the government can't legally give me money because I ain't over the age of 16. I'm just gonna save it up until they can give it to me at the age of 16, and then I'm gonna buy a mansion like Logan Paul, and it's gonna be crazy. Bro.
You know what's funny that you mentioned Logan Paul is that Logan Paul is coming to Twitch. He's already got an account and he hasn't streamed yet, but he has 100,000 followers already.
Yeah.
This is from obviously his 100,000 means nothing to him because his YouTube channel is millions and millions of subscribers. So that out of the millions of subscribers that he has, what are the chances that 100,000 watch Twitch? Big chance, right? So these are people probably either like 50% already on Twitch, 50% coming new to Twitch to see what's going on. So again, I don't know if I would call this like celebrities coming to Twitch, but he is.
I'd say he's a celebrity.
He is a massive personality. He is a celebrity to many people, and he's coming to Twitch. He already does YouTube, so if he wants to do live stream, I don't even know if he's going to do video games. I think he's going to. He might just do IRL streaming, but whatever.
IRL streaming, yeah, that went well for him, didn't it?
Well, whatever he decides to do. No. You're confusing it with Jake Paul.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about Logan Paul filming a fucking dead body in the Japanese suicide forest.
Oh no,
that was Logan.
Logan, right? Yeah. I mean, they're the same thing.
I mean, Jake Paul's a cunt as well, but Logan's the one that filmed the dead body in an illegal filming location. And he was like, "Yeah, no, this thing you're not allowed to film off the path in this." Well, I know this is certain. You're not allowed to film off the path in the Japanese suicide forest.
Yeah.
You might not even be allowed to film on the path.
Yeah.
You're just not allowed to do what he did. And I mean, even if you were allowed, morally.
Well, but it's not like he knew he was gonna find. He didn't put the cameras on when.
Did you watch that video?
He put the. I actually was one of the people who saw the thumbnail, thought it was clickbait because all of his videos and thumbnails are the titles are in capitals and I was like, I'll watch this later because it's probably just a bunch of rubbish. There's no dead body, whatever. Like, not that I want to see it, but it's just like I killed my brother. Well, kind of thing. Like, obviously,
you thought it wasn't actually going to be what it was.
So I just thought.
You got in there early.
Huh?
You got in there early then before it all blew up.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't even watch it.
I did. Okay. I think I was going to click on it and I was like, no, I'll watch it like later. Like,
let me give you the TLDR.
I heard enough about it. Like, I already saw it.
It's 100%.
For people who didn't, for viewers and people listening to the podcast through audio platforms, yeah, Tom, you can explain.
So this is heavily biased because I hate Logan Paul, but bear with me. So this bloke, he's with his mates in Japan. He does a bunch of shit. There's all of his content he put out on that trip was problematic at best, right? He was just shouting like racist slang in the streets and throwing pokeballs at Japanese people, right? That pretty much sums it up. So he goes to the Japanese suicide forest. I don't know the name of it, so I forget what it's called. But he goes there. This place you can't film, right? It's a suicide forest. People go there to kill themselves. They hang themselves. They fucking they shoot themselves. They kill themselves, right? This is a place that is famous for being a hotbed of suicide. Infamous, exactly. So Logan Paul goes there with his mates, right? And a lot of people have said, well, you know, he didn't mean to find this dead body. He purposely went off the path with cameras and said in the intro to the video, this has never been done on YouTube before. He went in there with the express purpose to find a dead body. Don't take the piss, all right? He did this for views. He did this on purpose. This wasn't a fucking accident. You can hear him say to his mate, turn the camera around, show the body. Like, you can hear him telling his mate to film it.
I think at the end of the video, doesn't he say, you know, like, I don't want to ask people to subscribe because of the content of the video, but, you know, we go through things together, low gang, whatever, like, you know, but, I mean, everyone has their gripes with that video, and yes, a lot of people blame YouTube for it, so they blame YouTube because YouTube let that video sit there and go into trending because of their algorithms for many kids to see a dead body, you know, like a live.
Yeah, like, YouTube are definitely at fault for that.
A real dead body, and obviously that's a big thing. I don't want to get too much into that, but you know, him coming to Twitch brings concerns to people already on Twitch. To be honest, I don't think people have a case. I don't want to. I get people being sort of joining the bandwagon of I hate the Logan Paul and Jake Paul and you know
it's a pretty good bandwagon to join.
I don't want them on my platform and they're going to bring toxicity. You know, newsflash, Twitch is toxic as fuck. Like, Twitch is so toxic. You know, but not every part of Twitch is toxic. And you could argue, you know, people say like, they're bringing more toxicity to Twitch, but you're not going to experience that because the people that watch them aren't going to watch you unless you're playing or doing the same things that, you know, Logan or Jake Paul is. Well, Logan Paul because he's the one joining. You know, if he's playing, I don't know, The Binding of Isaac for no reason, and then I'm playing The Binding of Isaac, yeah, sure, I might end up with that some of that toxicity, you know, but that's just. I mean, I don't even know why they would want to watch anyone else but him. I mean, sure, they'll discover other streamers, and you know, but it's just, I don't know. I don't see it happening. I think after his first few streams, I would say after about a couple months, no one's gonna care. He's just gonna be another streamer on the platform, unless he does something silly to bring Twitch into the spotlight in a negative way, which he has done with YouTube. And you know, I suppose this is what people are concerned with too. It's not just the toxicity, but also the platform is right now. Twitch is in a really good place. Like overall, it's in a really good place. You know, with the whole ninja thing going on, that's, you know, everyone knows like, oh, Twitch. That's pretty cool. Video games, money, people are doing it. That's cool, creative. But yes, if he does something that, you know, will possibly shed light on Twitch in a bad way or negative way, then yeah, people are going to be affected by that. But again, these are people who, you know, we're not going to stop streaming on Twitch because someone did something silly on Twitch. It's the people that don't know Twitch that won't watch Twitch because someone did something silly on Twitch or something.
Well,
or
it damages the entire reputation
see it.
of video games, doesn't it? It just pushes that.
It depends what he's doing at the time.
That medium.
But, yeah.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, I think the one of the bigger issues here is money, as it always is, right? Like there are similar things that happen, like the whole CS:GO Lotto thing, right? Which was illegal. Like it's illegal what they were doing. They're still around. Like they're not off the platform. Like all the people involved in that are still making videos. They're still streaming.
Yeah, they just
because they make these platforms a fuck ton of money, and they're not banned.
Yeah, because it wasn't really against TOS.
Yeah, it wasn't against the size TOS, but like
it was more illegal in other means, I suppose. Or
yeah.
Oh, it's because it's illegal to say, like, you have to say like hashtag ad, hashtags, like you have to say that you are sponsored as well.
You have to say hashtag I own this fucking company.
That's true. You have
pretending I have no affiliation with them.
I don't know if that's illegal. That must be illegal. I don't know.
It's incredibly illegal.
It's definitely morally
It's made more illegal by the fact it was aimed at children too. Actually, maybe it's not made more illegal. It's made more morally illegal by the fact it's aimed at children.
Well, you
Anyway,
can't gamble if you're well. At the time, it
yeah.
was anyone can go on and do it. So yeah,
So these people still exist because they make Twitch and YouTube money. So Logan Paul comes on Twitch, for example. Let's say he does something fucking stupid again, and he gets Twitch in all the headlines. But on that day, he gets 10,000 Twitch subscribers doing what he's doing. He's just made Twitch so much money.
Yeah, a lot of people do agree with like that. Twitch will give him sort of not. Yeah, they'll give him like protection in the sense that so like he won't get, as you said, he won't get banned immediately or be like mini
he has to fuck up
timeouts and stuff
17,000 times harder than the average person has to fuck up to get the ban hammer brought down on them, right? Like this is the issue that a lot of people have. And obviously, it's a theoretical issue right now. But yeah, with Twitch. But this stuff has happened in the past, right? People have done fucked up things, haven't received any sort of punishment for it, and continue to do fucked up things because they own Twitch a lot of money. And I mean, that's sort of the big overriding issue with this, I think, or one of them anyway. Another one, of course, is that a lot of people are like, I just came over to Twitch, hasn't even streamed, he's got 100,000 followers. I've been out here for 13 years streaming and I've got 2,000 followers. It's like, well, first of all, I understand your frustration because it seems to you like he's done nothing.
if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, it's like it seems to you like he's just suddenly appeared out of nowhere on Twitch, which he has, and instantly gained,
Well, I wouldn't say he's a
50 times as many.
I mean, he's someone Twitch. Just it's as if Drake made his own Twitch channel, everyone would follow that. It's just like it's not. He hasn't come out of nowhere. Logan Paul.
Sure, no, I meant he came out of nowhere on Twitch. Like obviously, I'm getting to this. So I can understand the frustration, but I mean, as much as I hate Logan Paul, you can't deny that he has worked to attain what he has, right? He hasn't worked for it on Twitch.
Every person who is successful that wasn't handed it on a silver platter you have to respect them somewhat because what they have attained success, and they've attained money, and they've got a following, and they've got a brand, and they've got merchandise, and this business of his, that's something that is
it's succeeded and continues to exceed.
Exactly, it's something that. Yes, there is
regardless of your personal feelings for Logan Paul. If you hate Logan Paul like me, which I do, I really do, I respect the fact that he has done something that 99.999% of the population will never do and will find impossible. He has got to where he's got because of a number of things. One of them includes effort, and one of them includes work. So you've got to respect that. So a lot of people are saying, I've been doing this for ages and ages. I've put in so much work, and I've got a fraction of what he's got. It's a valid argument, but you have to consider that he has also put in the same, if not more, work than you have on a different platform that he's gained success on, and then brought that audience over. So he has attained an audience. He's worked to get the audience, but on a different platform. And say what you want, he's done that just like you have. So I think that will be my counter to that argument, which is one of the fucking numerous issues that this essentially might.
And also, different personalities have different levels of attractiveness. So crazy and wacky and out there, and risk taking is more entertaining to the general public, I suppose.
I don't know, that's super sweeping, but it certainly has its demographic.
Okay, for instance, Ice Poseidon. People watch his stream because his stream was so. It was him. It was real. He was just being crazy. He was going to like all these places in IRL streaming. He would be uncensored, unfiltered. He would just do everything.
Hashtag filter.
And like people watched it because it was entertainment. It was reality. It's like reality television because he was just IRL, him going around America, wherever he was at the time, and just being wacky and himself and talking to random people, and that's just how it was.
I saw a video one time.
A show, and it was entertaining. And that those sort of personalities will always be more successful, not overall, but they will gain sort of success fairly quickly or more like I don't know. I mean, it's arguable, but there are different personalities have different like attract a different amount of people. So someone who does creative and just paints, that to the sort of majority of Twitch, that might not be as interesting as someone as Logan Paul. Just because, not that the painter streamer is boring or anything, it's just that their personality might be, normal, crack a few jokes here and there. They're just a really chill stream, which is fine because a lot of people like to hang out in chill streams where people like are on creative or talk shows or whatever, or but then I think it's the personality thing. It's who you attract.
It's also super sweeping, but in my experience, I found that chill streams grow much slower than these like big, hype, exciting.
Yes.
Everyone's screaming every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not that they're never going to catch up. It's just that the growth is different.
And it's different. The different statistics of this place. Like chill streams, for example, people will often watch chill streams for far longer periods of time. So say if the guy or girl streaming for 8 hours, a lot of people will tune in for those whole 8 hours and just have it in the background, right? But these super high energy, exciting streams, a lot of people will tune in for half an hour, and then they'll be fucking burned out. They'll be super tired because like they've just had this overload of information just hit them all at once, and so much noise and excitement that it's hard to watch a lot of these streams for. I find it difficult to watch a lot of these streams for more than sort of an hour at a time. And I often don't. I often prefer chill streams to, but it's like it's a personality thing. And I think because of that,
like when you watch like Geek and Sundry, you're watching it for hours versus someone like play Fortnite for 5 hours. That's like there's only so much Fortnite and stuff you can watch. Not that Fortnite is not like, I mean, that's obviously personal opinion what you can watch 5 hours, but I know what you mean.
So yeah, it's interesting. I want to see where this
format. So yeah,
I want to see where this whole Logan Paul thing goes. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, we have. Yeah. Goodness, we talked a lot about it. Interesting. I mean, yeah, we can. What do you think you want to do? One more? You want to end it? We're at an hour at the moment.
Okay. We can end it.
Okay. Cool.
We want to try and have some brevity.
Yeah, we can always save that, because I still want to talk about the other topics. It's just that there's sometimes more interesting topics that just at the ready. So I like to talk about those topics, but we can always talk about those topics on the next PressXtoTrade podcast or the PressX podcast. So sounds good. I just want to thank everyone for watching. Appreciate it, listening and watching to our first one.
I'm joking.
Again, as I said, our social media is all sort of in progress. Tom will be writing up articles on PressXtoTrade.wordpress.com, and we are more active on Twitter at the moment, but we are PressXTrade on every account. So you will always find
PressXtoTrade.
Yeah, PressXtoTrade. We are
again PressXtoTrade.
The same username for Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, WordPress.
Literally every single social media apart from Pinterest, because fuck Pinterest.
Yeah.
Oh, and have we got Tumblr?
No.
Yeah, no, fuck Tumblr.
Okay, but what if we had Tumblr?
Fuck it. Never use it.
Never use it.
Don't follow it.
Someone's going to take that, and then we're going to have to buy it off of them.
Good. That can come out of your budget.
Alright, sick.
Cool.
Alright, cool. So,
salary.
Yeah, we'll try to do the podcast maybe weekly or fortnightly. And, fortnightly. And again, thank you very much. We will put the podcast out on other audio platforms as well. And cool. All good to go. So again, thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.